Welcome back to week 27. What are we going to be talking about today? We're going to touch on the inflation numbers that came out, and then Olivia Chow's tax proposal, and then we'll get right into our weekly update of the downtown surrounding areas, Don Mills, Leaside, Davisville, Mount Pleasant, Yonge and Eglinton, and the Durham area. And we'll see what is happening over the last couple weeks. So thank you guys for joining us over the last 27 weeks. If you do like our videos, I would love if you guys would be able to subscribe, like, or share our YouTube video. That would be much appreciated. It's been fun over the last 27 weeks and still a learning process for these videos. And just to give you some information about what's going on a weekly basis, it's been really fun and a learning experience for me, as I mentioned. So talk about the inflation numbers that came out. They are a little bit higher than last month and a little bit higher than expected. Not too much more than what they were expecting, but with everything kind of going on around the world, the gas prices really affected the inflation numbers, and so it will affect what Bank of Canada will be doing for their announcement next week. I assume that they are going to still hold. We won't be seeing a decrease in interest rates for, I would say, till at least Q2, maybe end of Q2. But with the inflation going up, it is a little bit of a tougher sign to see. And hopefully there are small mentions of Bank of Canada possibly raising it. I highly doubt it, but they always like to put that out there, especially with inflation rising. So we never know, and we never know what's going on around the world, what could impact that. And then we'll touch on Olivia Chow's proposal for a tax increase. Yet we kind of expected this to be coming because was in her program for when she became mayor. So it is not too surprising, but at the same time, when you see double-digit tax increases, it does really hurt because we, over the last few years, have been really tough. Cost of living in Toronto has gone up, and it is going to be a little bit tougher for a lot of people. But on the flip side, it is something that she did mention and something that I do believe we do kind of need in the city, especially with the lack of sales that we had last year. The city of Toronto probably missed out on close to $400 to $600 million worth of land transfer taxes, right? So that is something that is needed to be recouped, and then also it's going to help the rental market down the road. Short term, not so much, just because the tax money that we are going to be putting in is going to be towards building more more rent-free buildings, right? So that's going to be really positive, but in the meantime, till those buildings are actually built, you're going to have landlords increase their rents just because to try and cover all the costs, as they've been doing with interest rates, and then or either selling, which is displacing more renters, making more competition for other places. So it's going to be a tough time, I think, for the next few years for renters. But at the same time, long term, there will be a lot more options for renters. So it's a double-edged sword, the good and the bad. So hopefully we do use our tax money that we are giving to the government, that they use it in a good way to help alleviate some pains for some people. And that's the goal. So we'll see. Okay, so now we'll get into our weekly update. We didn't see too much on the price side go up across the board. Some places in the downtown area actually did go up a little bit. We did see a lot more sales from the week previous, up almost 50%. For some areas, the downtown area, we saw sales go up from 37 to 55. That can also be just a little bit of trickling from the week before, for when status certificates are financed, can take up to 5 to 10 days for it to firm up. So those are things to see. We did see a lot of the downtown for the condos, days on market at 52. So it is a lot of those units that were sitting on the market a little bit, and with the lack of inventory that we did see in the previous weeks, people are just kind of scooping up what is left. We did see an uptick in listings, though, for across the board, which is a good sign. I do think we are going to continue to see that, but in a slower pace. But we are going to see more buyers coming out. Over last week and this week, we've gotten a lot more showings on some of our listings personally, and so it is a good sign in seeing that people are coming out. But again, with the inflation numbers mentioned and then the Bank of Canada, people may kind of be a little hesitant to see what they're going to be doing. I think with an announcement next week, we'll kind of portray what the market will feel, and I think we'll continue to see a few more buyers coming out there, especially as we did see a lack of sales last year. So there is a little bit of pent-up demand for sure. I don't think they're coming out too strong just yet, but there are a lot more showings in the last couple of weeks, as mentioned. So in the Don Mills area, we did see just one more sale for the freehold side. We did see lower number of active listings for the freehold and condo side in the Don Mills area. So it's a little bit slower, but we did see 5 sales for the condo side. So that's a little bit big of a pickup. And again, those condos are on the market for 36 days, and the freehold side 53 days. So there are some listings that are being sitting there, and possibly some good opportunities for some deals there. For the lease side, Davisville, Mount Pleasant, and Eglinton area, we did see an uptick across the board, just for active listings and for sales. So that's a good sign. Again, we are seeing things starting to pick up. Nothing going to be too crazy for the moment, as rates are still high and it's still tough for people to get out there. Even last night there was an offer that we almost put on, but they ended up being 10 offers. So there are still people that are out there. This place could have been a little bit more an investment, but it was very well kept home, and it wasn't like a tear down or anything. So I think there were a few people that end users that wanted to live in that home, as it was a pretty good location. And then, but okay, so we'll go back to our Durham area. We saw a lower number of active listings for the freehold, pick up in the active listings in the condo side. We did see a lot more sales in the freehold side at 81 compared to 42, so almost a 50% jump just from 1 week. And that is kind of what we were expecting. A little bit more in the Durham area, but they do have a lot of active listings there at just under 1,000. So it is a pretty big area. There's just a few pieces of land that are for sale as well. But overall, we saw more sales happening last week compared to the week before, which the week before was the last week of the holiday, so that was very expected. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks. If these numbers do continue and or go up, then it is a sign that I believe that spring market could be coming a little bit sooner, even if interest rates don't come down till Q2. So that's something interesting to think about and to see. And if you are a buyer, make sure that you are talking to your mortgage broker and or real estate agent. If you do need one, please reach out. My calendar link is in the bio for the YouTube video. And please book a call, and we can have a half-an-hour chat and see what is best for you in this moment and for the home types that you are looking to buy or rent or sell. All right, appreciate your time. I'm Julian Compton, and would love to hear your guys' feedback on what's going on with Bank of Canada, the tax increase that will be most likely happening, and what's going on in the market. Would love to hear your feedback. Appreciate it. Have a